Good morning, little Jays. I'm here as Miss Frizzle, and today I'm going to read The Magic School Bus Gets Programmed. It's a book about computers, and I know you all have been using computers, so this should go well. All right, here we go. The Magic School Bus Gets Programmed, a book about computers. You wouldn't believe the crazy things that happened in Miss Frizzle's class, like the day it was our class's turn to open the school. We came to school early and got our job list. Ring the bell, unlock the doors, raise the flag, make up a greeting for the day, turn on the lawn sprinklers, set up the coffee machine in the teacher's room, prepare attendance sheets. Oh, there was so much to do. There must be an easier way. Right, let another class do it. While we were wondering how we could do all those jobs, Mr. McLean came in with a humongous box. He told us that Mr. Rule, our principal, wanted us to set up what was inside, whatever it was. Oh no, another thing to do, just what we needed. You know how I said crazy things happen in Miss Frizzle's class? Before we even opened the box, one of those things happened. Miss Frizzle popped out! Good morning, class! Then she announced, Mr. Rule's new super duper computer has arrived. A computer? Shouted Carlos. That's it. We'll get the computer to do our jobs. Sometimes Carlos has good ideas, and this was definitely one of those times. First, we hooked up the screen, which, by the way, is called the monitor. Then we plugged the keyboard into the main part of the computer. We plugged in the mouse and the printer, too. Carlos turned on the computer, but it didn't do much of anything. Right now, explained Ms. Frizzle, this computer is just an idle machine. It needs instructions to tell it what to do. But we don't know how to give it instructions, said Carlos. What we need is a computer expert to help us. It can only do our work if we show it how to work. It can only do our work if we know how to work it. Boy, we were happy when the very person we needed wheeled into our classroom. It was Carlos's little brother, Mikey, the computer dude. Luckily for us, Mikey had come to school early to clean out his desk. Hola, Frizzles. I heard your yelp for help. Mikey sure didn't waste any time. He started plugging cables into the computer. He told us to go out and plug the free ends of the cables into the bell, the doors, the flagpole, the loudspeaker, the sprinkler, and the coffee machine. When we came back into the classroom, Mikey told Carlos to record this morning's greeting. Here's what Carlos said into the tape recording. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming to school and enjoy your day. Then Mikey plugged the tape recorder into the computer too. Okay, Mikey, upload the workload. Mikey started typing on the keyboard. We couldn't understand the signs on the screen, but he was telling the computer to do all our chores. Now I'll have saved what I type, said Mikey. Instructions written and stored. On the screen, we could see a little picture of a school. There were also pictures that stood for each job we had to do. Miss Frizzle told us that those little pictures are called icons. To choose a job for your computer to do, you just use the mouse to point to a certain icon. Then you click the mouse. Just click on the school icon and watch all your jobs get done, said Mikey. We couldn't believe it, but everything started happening at once. We even heard Carlos greeting the school over the loudspeaker. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Way to go, Mikey! we all cheered. But Mikey wasn't listening to us. He was looking inside the computer. He looked as if he were trying to get inside the computer. Boy, I'd love to know what it's like in there, he said. I mean, what really happens to my instructions once I've typed them? Time for a field trip, Mikey. Awesome! Miss Frizzle was getting ready to send Mikey inside the computer. She put a set of earphones on his head. Now you can have your own guided tour, she promised. And since the fastest way to get information into a computer is on a disk, she continued, take a risk and make like a floppy disk. Mikey's chair started spinning around really fast. As it spun, it got flatter and flatter until Mikey turned into a disk. Then, like magic, the disk floated right into the opening of the computer. Whoa, disk drive, here I come. We were still staring at the computer with Mikey inside when things got really weird. The school bell rang again. Carlos's greeting came over the loudspeaker again. From the window, we could see the flagpole coming down and going back up the flag. We could see the flag coming down and going back up the flagpole. And the sprinkler went on right in Mr. McLean's face. The computer was doing all our jobs all over again. The computer's doing something wrong. Mikey can fix it, but Mikey's inside the computer. We've got to get him back. The next thing we knew, the computer was doing all our jobs for the third time. In fact, it was repeating our jobs every minute. We were in big trouble now. Let's go in there and get Mikey out before Mr. Rule gets here, Phoebe suggested. Splendid idea, Phoebe, said the Frizz, getting that twinkle in her eye. You know our school bus is magic, but did I remember to mention that it comes when the Frizz whistles? Well, it does. We're going to be frizzled. We're going to be flopped. I'm going to be sick. We all climbed aboard the MSB except for Arnold. He volunteered to stay behind in case Mr. Rule showed up early. When we all started to shrink, I began to think Arnold had a good idea. So this is where the floppies go. To the drive disco. A disket, a dasket. The bus will turn into a floppy disk if we ask it, sang Miss Frizzle. I'll bet you can guess what happened next. Inside the disk drive, a motor started spinning us around fast. Then something that looked like a long metal toothbrush began sliding along the disk. What's with the toothbrush thing? Carlos asked. That's the read-write head. It's reading instructions and other information stored on the floppy disk, said Miss Frizzle. It will change the information on the disk into electrical signals and send it to the main part of the computer. In my old school, we read, but we never got read. The read-write head was getting awfully close when the Frizz said, "Okay, boss, do your stuff." Just in time, the bus turned into a teeny blimp with us in it. Now, we had a really good view of the inside of the computer, but we couldn't see Mikey anywhere. Wait, said Wanda. Mikey was going to find out what happened to his instructions, right? And instructions are information, right? And the information is in those flashing signals, right? If we follow the signals, we'll find Mikey. Right, Wanda, let's follow the yellow-lit road. Would you believe that panels in the ceiling of the bus opened and skateboards came down for all of us? If you've ever been in Miss Frizzle's class, you can believe anything. The next thing we knew, we were skateboarding through the inside of a computer. Time to skateboard to the motorboard. Wow, where are we? Asked Wanda. You're skating on the cables that run from the disk drive to the motherboard. The motherboard is the heart of the computer, shouted Miss Frizzle from the blimp. The motherboard was full of wires, and the wires were carrying electrical signals like the ones coming in from our floppy disk. This must be how information travels around the computer, said Ralphie. The information goes electricity express. Next, the information led us to a big square thing in the middle of the motherboard, but still no Mikey. What's going on in there anyway, wondered Wanda. It's all wires and lights. Miss Frizzle explained that the square thing was the part of the computer that's in charge of everything that happens inside. It handles every bit of information that comes in and goes out, she said. That's why it's called the Central Processing Unit, or the CPU for short. So Mikey must have come into the CPU and then gone out. Little did we know that Mikey was right nearby, listening to a guided tour through his earphones. Here's what it said. You have just entered the computer's random access memory, also known as RAM. A computer can't follow a list of instructions if it can't remember them. These RAM chips hold the instructions, while the CPU follows them. Cool. Meanwhile, back at school, the computer was still doing our jobs over and over and over and, well, let's just put it this way. Arnold was not having a good day. Make that ditto for Mr. McLean. But what could we do? We still couldn't find Mikey. Wait, said Wanda. Mikey said he stored his instructions permanently, remember? So where does information get stored? In the hard drive, called Miss Frizzle from the blimp. It's over that way. Excuse me. Mikey couldn't hear us because of his earphones, but we could hear what Mikey's tour guide was saying. Welcome to the hard drive, where disks are hard instead of floppy. This is where information is stored so it can be used over and over again. There he is! It looks like he's going for a spin. Mikey, shouted Dorothy Ann, you gotta help us! Something's wrong with the computer! Wrong, said Mikey, who had finally taken off his headphones. I checked everything out and it's working great. Information's coming from the keyboard and the floppy disk and getting changed into electrical signals just like it's supposed to. And the CPU's deciding what to do with them. Everything's A-OK in here. Well, it's not A-OK out there. The computer's doing our jobs over and over. We've got to get out of here, yelled Wanda. No sweat, said Mikey. Computers send information out as well as bring it in. We'll just go out with the output. Look, shouted Miss Frizzle from the blimp. There's some information on its way to the printer now. Just go with the flow. Don't ask me how, but the whole blimp turned into a bunch of skateboards and we followed the information to the printer. The Frizz joined us and soon we were on our way out. In my old school, we printed, but we never got printed. Boy, was Arnold ever happy to see us popping out of the printer. Mikey went straight to the computer while Miss Frizzle explained to us that a computer isn't really smart. It's just a machine. A computer needs instructions. It can understand to tell it what to do and how to do it. She said those instructions are called a program. And if there's even one teeny weeny mistake in the program, added Mikey, everything goes kaflooey. Anyone can make a mistake, even Mikey. I guess there's a first time for everything. Mikey printed out his program so we could check it out. Let's see, he said. Bells, doors, flag, greetings, sprinklers, coffee, attendance sheet. No wonder everything is happening again and again, said Mikey. The computer's doing just what I told it to do. Which is all computers ever do, chimed in the Frizz. Mikey changed the word minute to day, stored the new and improved program in the hard drive, and we were up and running. It says repeat every minute instead of every day. Just in time too, because Mr. Rule was on his way to our classroom. What is going on here? He asked. The school seems to be getting ready by itself. When we explained that the computer was doing our jobs for us, Mr. Rule looked mad. He said he had told us to set up the computer, not program it. Am I supposed to be pleased? He said. I warned you about the crazy things that happened in Miss Frizzle's class. Do you believe me now? Well, I'm not. I'm thrilled. Here are some letters to Mikey. Dear Mikey, my little sister's a computer whiz like you. She told me that you can't really see the electronic signals in a computer. I guess the illustrator made them visible so just so we kids and the kids in the book could follow them. Sis of the Whiz. Dear Mikey, we asked our teacher if you can really make a computer do your work for you, like you guys did. He said that since computers can turn switches on and off, anything that can be run by a motor can be run by a computer. Of course, the instructions have to be perfect, but you already know that, Mikey. Dear Mikey, we once took apart a real computer in our school, and the insides were much more complicated than the one you were in. The main parts were the same though, the disk drive, motherboard, CPU, hard drive, and RAM. No blimp, no skateboards. Noah kidding. And today's birthdays, it's April 14th. Actually, we don't have any birthdays, so I, Miss Frizzle, will see you tomorrow. Have a good day, little Jays. I love you and I miss you. Bye.